the shadows, darkly of the night.
Hello, everybody. This is Jim Cummings, but you may know me better as Darkwing Duck, the terror that flaps in the night. And you are about to groove very heavily to the Nerd Effect Podcast, if you know what's good for you. Darkwing out.
Welcome out to the Nerd Effect News Show. We are on episode number 28. I am one of your anchors, Dustin Vancour, joined by my buddies,
Malcolm Hogan.
And Mason Ireland.
Yay! And no Nikki.
And no Nikki. No yay.
No yay. Sorry. I guess I was the only one in it.
But there's no Nikki, so no yay.
No Nikki, no yay. That needs to be on a
Just
shirt.
doesn't sound right with that.
No Nikki, no yay.
She's becoming a reggae song?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, this is our first recorded show after the new year. Our initiative episode dropped yesterday as of this recording. Dustin has lots of family to deal with over the holidays, so I didn't get a chance to really edit it. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Alright.
I actually thought I was going to find time to do it in Baker, but never happened because things. And it's like you wake up at 8:30 and it's like, go! 10:30 hits and you're like, and that's pretty much how. That pretty much defines my entire Christmas vacation.
Sounds like you need a vacation from your vacation.
I do. I really do. So, yeah, this is our first gathering after the new year. And unfortunately, Nikki can't join us this time around because she has things to do. And things to see and people to do. No. Okay.
Don't be dirty, Dustin.
I know.
Clean PG rated show.
I was throwing it back to Wesley Snipes.
Wait,
and
no, it's not.
Hey, did you get the memo? We're going PG this year.
Lame.
That's fucking stupid. Mike, how was your holiday season?
Actually pretty boring. Just working. Only thing unusual I've been doing, getting back into minis. So painting board game minis and stuff like that. Still got to get my glasses, but since we're on the new year, my vision plan's kicking in, so I'll be able to do that pretty soon.
Good. You get anything cool for the holiday for Christmas?
Gift cards.
Get anything cool with the gift cards yet?
Pants. Do those count?
Pants are good.
If you like your pants, then yeah.
Yeah,
Pants are good. I like pants. I like wearing pants.
They don't want me running around without pants.
I don't want Mike running around without pants on.
No.
I'm not sure I trust Mike in a kilt.
Oh, no. Don't ever trust me in a kilt.
No, I don't trust Mike in a kilt.
Be like, hey, guys, I forgot to put boxers on. See?
No! Put it away! It's so angry! Sweet. All right, any plans for the new year this year? Got any goals?
No.
Good man. Probably a smart move.
I didn't choose anything to set myself up to fail, so I just I'll consider that a victory in itself.
Can't fail if you don't have any goals. That's the deal. It's like no news is good news.
There's goals. It's just they're long term.
Understood. All right, Mason.
I had a good Christmas season. It was busy at work and of course, and then just hanging out with friends and family. It was all yay happy.
Sweet. Any awesome stuff?
I have a shipment of way too many Malifaux figures coming that should be here on Tuesday. And then I'm just going to have this overload of figures and be staring at them going, oh my God, I have to paint all of these. And probably start recoiling from the desire to paint because I'll be overwhelmed. But, yeah.
But yay, minis.
But yay, minis. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Any goals for the new year?
No, because I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, because I believe you're just setting yourself up to fail if you have them. However, I might have some stuff I want to accomplish in a couple of weeks.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, just when I get couple of weeks away from New Year's Day, I'll think about things I want to accomplish in the new year.
Oh, okay. I thought you said there's something you want to do accomplish in the next couple of weeks.
Oh no, nothing particular in the next couple of weeks in and of themselves.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, me personally, I had a good Christmas. I went to, I had like 2.5 Christmases, I guess you could say, total, because we have a really segregated family. Like my wife and I are like the really only two that we're starting a new core, I guess. But the only problem is that we got Jen's mom and her stepdad, Jen's dad and his stepmom, her stepmom, and then we got my grandma Betty, and my grandma Myrna, who have all been kind of like, the matriarchs of either side of the family. So it's kind of, you got to go to all these different places just to accomplish one whole Christmas.
Yeah.
So Christmas Prime was spent in Baker this year with our boy Scott, Jen's dad, Professor Algernon, and
Scott and Professor Algernon are different people.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Professor Algernon actually he's Steampunk Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah. He warps in on a time machine and warps out and leaves stuff for the kids.
Awesome.
Yeah. Steam powered toothbrushes. Yeah.
Yep.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Steam clean your teeth. Ooh.
I don't know if your gums would like that
No.
very much. It sounds like kind of a burning, painful in the mouth thing.
Dentist is like, your teeth are whiter than shit, but I don't think your gums are supposed to be that pink. That shade of pink.
Yeah. Does it have a 3rd-degree burn on your gums?
Why do you have blisters on your mouth?
I was steam cleaning my teeth.
Oh, well, stop.
Oh, well, yeah, don't do that anymore.
As far as some cool things brother-in-law got us an Avengers waffle maker.
Excellent.
So it puts the Avengers logo on your waffles.
Cool.
Made some of those for the first time this morning. With me and Evie. Jen had to go to work for a little bit. I got a bunch of Doctor Who pop figures, including the TARDIS.
Sweet.
So those are awesome. Gaming.
I would say, were they blind boxes or?
No, they're actually the full pop figures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No blind boxes. I did buy the little toy store in the mall. It's like, I know you haven't been in the mall, but it's like called Go Toys or something like that. They sell a bunch of calendars and toys in there.
Okay.
They're having a half off everything sale. So I managed to find one little Titan blind box, which is little Titan figures, and I got a Cyberman. It's a blind box.
Nice.
Yep. But that was after Christmas. And then I got some games and gift cards. In the world of gaming, I got Destiny, because they were doing the buy two get one free deals at GameStop.
Okay.
Basically, everybody gets their Christmas gift cards and they throw a sale.
Yeah.
So I got Destiny.
Did you get Taken King or just a base Destiny?
Just base Destiny.
Okay.
Because it was cheaper.
Okay. I've heard it's a lot better once you get Taken King.
Is that just an expansion? Or
Yeah.
I can probably buy it digitally. And,
probably.
Yeah. Destiny. Devil May Cry, the definitive edition. I got Star Wars Battlefront from Jake on a separate occasion. What else did I get? Oh, Dead or Alive. The 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just trying to remember which number they were on with DOA.
Yeah, DOA 5 Final Bout. So, those are my big game purchases. Oh, and I got Jen a Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet?
Little Big Planet Tree.
Okay.
For PS4. Because that was like her game for PS2, PS3 back in the day. It was 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I got her that game.
I love the concept behind those games, but I suck so bad at platformers.
And it gets more and more convoluted with these games too, because there's so many more different options.
Yeah.
Like you can like rope things in and put stamps on things and make the basically the platforms change.
Right.
And there's actually like 3 subdimensions to it, even though it's a 2D side scroller. You can think of it as like racing tracks. There's like a middle, a back, and a front
Right.
that you can bounce back and forth between them. But it's a fun game. And this one's actually got 4 different characters in it now. So
Nice.
it's not just Sackboy. It's like Sackboy and 3 other characters you
Yeah.
can choose from. And then I got, with an Amazon gift card, some miscellaneous stuff. I think I bought Ready Player One, the book. Because what else would it be?
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to elaborate book. But just in case you kids didn't know, I got Ready Player One, the book. And a new gaming headset for my PS4. It's technically a PC gaming headset, but all the reviews say it works with the PS4 too.
Yeah.
It's a 7.1 headset, and it just plugs into the USB port,
Yeah.
and off it goes. And it's got rumble shakers in the headphones, so I'm kind of excited for that. Anyway, that's the long of it.
Alrighty.
All in well is good. No,
So you can feel the rumble when you're getting teabagged.
yeah. So you can really feel the balls hitting your face because it's right like if you were laying on your side and the balls were hitting your ear, you'd feel it. It's got flesh sensors in there too, so you squeeze that like a balloon, it blows up every time the teabag hits your face. It's like how cool would that be? Come on, I think that's a moneymaker.
So now I'm going to have to get Battlefront just so I can stalk D.
Yeah.
Trademark Nerd Effect. Nobody take that. That's ours. Teabag headphones, little latex balloon that blows up every time so it teabags your head in your ears. Oh, and all the first-person shooters have to like build in. They'd have to actually program ball sensors into their games now. Like whenever the head comes within a certain vicinity of the
Of the groin.
groin, like, starting with Halo because that's where it originated, if I'm not mistaken.
I think teabagging originated well before Halo.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was teabagging people in Quake too, so.
Oh, okay. So yeah, as far as New Year's resolutions, I don't really have any resolutions. My resolution, I guess, is a lot more simple this year. Like I could specify weight loss, I could specify cutting out sugar, I could specify other things. But my biggest goal this year is to do more stuff for myself.
Yeah.
Which I don't. Having a family makes that really hard, and it's all for the better. Like God, I wouldn't wish any more than to spend time with my family all the time. But at the same time, it's like I gotta separate myself a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. You
Just
gotta
like-
have you time.
Yeah, I got the podcast. I got that, and that's helpful. But that's only like once every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And the, just yeah, I want to get back into drawing more. I gotta start exercising more and just eating right. Just focus on myself a little bit more than just going through the motions. You know.
Yo, D,
You know what?
we should do the podcast full time.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not saying that is a horrible idea, but
We gotta make some money at it
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
I got a mortgage payment to make and a family to raise. Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, probably not.
Guys has no vision.
Oh, I have vision.
Uh,
We need popularity is what we need.
Yeah, pretty much.
Once we start getting more than 50 downloads that I can nominally tell, then yeah, we can probably boost it out a little bit. Start getting some sponsors. Got to get like if you really want some of the top end sponsors, you have to like break into like at least the top 500 on iTunes really before anybody really can pay attention to you.
mm-hmm.
And that's just rough.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that we even had somebody reach out to us about Chris Hardwick was fucking
Amazing.
insane.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Well, it's like, one very, very few shows in town. So anytime
Yeah.
something happens in Boise and they're looking for podcasts related to Boise, we're like always on
The
list.
only one that
Yeah.
pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's another goal I set up for 2016 too, is just see where we can take this next. Would be a fun goal to have too.
Nah.
Anyway, shall we do our news?
Sure.
This is kind of why we're here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're only doing a news show this week. Mike's got to go to work, right? And
Nikki's not here.
And Nikki's not here. Otherwise, we would have done our primary show, which just prepare yourselves for. It's gonna be a rant-a-thon, probably longer than the actual movie was.
Probably.
So, yeah, keep your ears open. In the next couple of weeks, it's gonna be awesome. Anyway,
Yes.
do I dare tell what it is?
No.
No?
Spoilers.
No spoilers.
Oh, Doctor Who again? Is that what we're doing? Which, by the way, did you see the Christmas special?
Yes.
It was fun.
Yes, it was.
I need to see it.
It was good.
Okay.
Go rent it for $2 on Amazon.
All right. I'll find it.
Oh, you'll find it? Is it? You're like, I have connection. Shh. Okay.
Dude, don't you know, like, Chris Moffat's our homie?
Oh, yeah.
Comes over every time.
Did you say Chris Moffat?
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I was slid Chris Hardwick on the brain there for a second. Anyway.
Oh, man. Combine those two into one Uber Who. That'd be weird.
Yeah, it would.
I don't know if Chris would appreciate that.
To be called Chris Moffat?
The merging.
The merging?
Anyway, let's stop
Yeah.
butchering that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
News.
news.
News. All right, ready? Here we go.
Kai Bai Bo.
Oh.
Kai Bai Bo.
Fuck! Okay, for those of you paying attention, that's a tie for rock,
And a
three-way,
and a tie for scissors.
Tie for scissors. Ready?
Kai Bai Bo.
Fuck, okay. Mike won it. You're up, buddy.
Anyway,
Think you would have really streamed with the evil laugh there.
so quantum computing.
Yes.
It's been talked about several times on this show.
Oh, yes. And researchers have written quantum code on a silicon chip for the first time.
Nice.
So, I'll just start off reading this article. So, for the first time, Australian engineers have demonstrated that they can write and manipulate the quantum version of computer code on a silicon chip. This was done by entangling two quantum bits with the highest accuracy ever recorded, and it means that we can now start to program for the super powerful quantum computers of the future. So, how do you write code for a quantum computer then?
Very carefully.
So, traditional computer code is in bits, ones and zeros.
Yep.
You know, most everybody knows that. And
Once it's broken down into its base components, yes.
yes.
Yeah. It's not actually written by humans in ones and zeros anymore.
Well, yeah. But basically, together, two bits create a code word that can be used to program complex instructions. So that means you have four combinations: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1.
Right.
With the quantum computing, basically what they have is the bits, or ones and zeros, can simultaneously be 0 and 1 at the same time.
Right. It's called a qubit.
Qubit. Okay.
Yeah. And they can exist either as a 1, a 0, or a 0, 1. And actually, they can exist as all three simultaneously,
As long as you don't see it?
as long as you don't see it.
So basically, in the so for computer coding, this basically gives you a much wider range of those codes or words
Yes.
that you can use. So with the quantum entanglement, you could have like they give some examples here. So like 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 0, 0 minus 1, 1. 0, 1 plus 1, 0, or 0, 1 minus 1, 0. And so it gives you a much broader range of bits or code words to work with, I should
Yes.
say. And the way this is significant is when you have more words, you can write programs that are using algorithms that are much, much more efficient.
Yes.
So they're able to process with fewer steps. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah. So, like, one of the interesting applications that I read about with this is in the field of cryptography. Regular modern cryptography works by taking two very, very large prime numbers and multiplying them by each other, making an insanely large semi-prime number. That semi-prime number is the public key, the part of the key that is sent around the internet with encryption. So, like, if you're buying something from Amazon or, whoever, or doing stuff with your banking website, all of that is encrypted by a public key that is a very, very long, huge semi-prime number. The semi-primes are always two primes multiplied by each other. Mm-hmm. And then and then there's the private key, which is secured on the server side. Basically, it's always on the side that sent out the public key. So you can have private keys built onto your home machine if you wish. For example, using Pretty Good Privacy. Back when it existed, you could have a private key on your computer, send encrypted files to someone else, and they could decrypt them on their end by having a copy of your private key. But only those two computers with the private keys could do anything with that public keyed information. Mm-hmm. But for, like, example, when you talk to Amazon or a bank, the website for Amazon or the bank sends you a public key. Your web browser then turns around, encrypts the data that it needs to send to the bank or Amazon's website, sends that out encrypted with the public key, and then when they get it back, they untranslate it using their private key. Because of the intense size of these numbers, the current largest known prime is 17.5 million digits long.
It's a lot.
It's written in 10-point font, 1.5 spacing on A4 paper, which is England's equivalent of letter. It's slightly bigger. Mm-hmm. It's a stack of paper about 1.5 feet high, double-sided. Yeah. So it's a lot. It's a huge number. And a regular computer will take a really long time, like millions of hours, millions of years, to actually break our modern encryption. Whereas a quantum computer, because what a modern computer has to do is it has to go 1 times 1. No, that's not it. 1 times 2. No, that's not it. 1 times 3. No, that's not it. Well, okay, you could just use the primes. 1 times 2. No, that's not it. 1 times 3. No, that's not it. 1 times 5. No, that's not it. And your skips get bigger the farther up you go. But it would take it forever to find the two matching prime numbers that made that semi-prime. Mm-hmm. Whereas a quantum computer actually gets all the answers at once and then just filters for the right one because of how qubits work. So that's one of the things and there are quantum computers out there nowadays, one of which is at UC Santa Barbara. And it only has 4 qubits of processing power, and it broke our modern encryption algorithm in like a minute. It's the equivalent of an Atari 2600 to a modern computer.
That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how much powerful quantum computing is. So,
I'm just thinking of course, I'm thinking of also like the gaming aspects of it. Like
quantum, a lot of what quantum computers can do won't help gaming. Where it will help gaming most is in physics-related operations and AIs. Physics-related operations, so not that our physics engines in modern games are bad. They're pretty good, actually. Mm-hmm. But, like, the ability to randomize raindrops better. Things like that. Because, like, we can predict if, A slams into B, B is going to take trajectory D while A continues on trajectory C with, this reduced momentum and blah, blah. Regular computers can do that pretty darn good already. That's not a huge issue. But, like, things that require randomness or complex operations, such as raindrops or fire or AIs might benefit from quantum computing, but it's more likely that if we ever get quantum computing in our homes, which we probably eventually will, the computers will actually be hybrid computers.
Well, I was thinking just in the aspect of it, once our, I'm assuming that eventually internet's going to go primarily fiber optic at some point. Assuming.
Yeah.
But you combine that in with quantum computing, even you could almost have near real time online gaming as well, which would be pretty awesome.
Our online gaming is already pretty close to real time.
Yeah, the delay is significantly less than it used to be. That's for sure.
Yes. However, the reality is, as long as things are in two different locations, there will always be a delay.
Right.
The speed of light still limits us, even with quantum computing.
Right.
So no going over trying to beat the Koreans at StarCraft on their BattleNet servers. So.
So yay, quantum computers.
Well, if we do have quantum computers, in theory, at some point they could do like quantum Ethernet.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
But in theory.
Yep.
If we're talking about random physics, let's not forget boob physics. That can be random too.
That's right. You just mentioned you got Dead or Alive.
Yeah. Which, let me tell you, has greatly improved since the very first Dead or Alive. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic fighting game. The fact that they put
jiggle physics.
Yeah, jiggle physics and hot characters in it is that's just a side benefit. It's a fun game. It's a great game because it's easy to play, not necessarily hard to master. I mean, there's a lot of button combinations you can use, but almost any jackass can pick up that game and start playing it and still have a decent chance of winning.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of the things I saw that someone was it was a discussion someone was talking about it was a long-winded rant about sexism in video games. But not the normal video games are sexist perspective. It was kind of a talk about the over-the-topness of certain types of video games. And they used Dead or Alive in fighting games in general as an example. Dead or Alive being one of the worst culprits compared to Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Street Fighter just got censored. Well, they censored themselves.
Okay.
Apparently, one of the there's two things. One of the new characters from Street Fighter 4 going into Street Fighter 5. I think her name's Mika. She's one of the female wrestlers.
Yeah.
And she has her opening sequence. She turns around and slaps her ass at the camera.
Yeah.
And they censored that out, so the camera's just above her butt when she does it.
Oh.
And then they did.
But that's such a wrestler thing to do.
I know, wrestling's over the top.
Yeah.
But then, and then one of her finishing moves is that she basically sandwiches her and another girl's butt, like bam, into your head, and then you just kind of fall unconscious.
Okay.
And then which Mike's smiling like he's like, I'd die like that if you asked me to. But but then they've made it so that the finishing move is more like coming from their back versus their butts. So I don't know. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Really.
But I mean, part of it is like one of the things they were talking about is in certain games, like realism is better or less sexism is better. Like, for example, like in a role-playing game, a woman's armor should actually be protection if it's in a fantasy game and you're wearing plate armor, just like a man's would be. But then you look at like fighting games and they're so stupidly over the top about everything that it almost becomes a non-argument because of the over the topness. This is what they were saying. It was kind of interesting to think about, because they were like, all the characters in fighting games are over the top completely. So just because a woman is more scantily clad in a fighting game, their argument was that it isn't as big of a deal. And in some ways, I kind of agree because of just the crazy over the topness of fighting games, and it was like, and the male characters are often, they go from like Ken and Ryu, who are fairly normal looking, to like Vega. I'm just using Street Fighter characters, who Vega is wearing matador pants and a mask and nothing else, And
Zangief, who has like weird hair chest patterns, and
which is just disturbing.
Yes.
But
you see that Asian dude's cosplay recently?
No.
He went to some convention and it got a little bit of buzz on the internet. It was pretty fun because I saw a couple sites posting about it. But this dude, he's an Asian bodybuilder, but he shaved his hair and spray painted his chest. It was like chest pattern, and he's doing like all the Zangief poses like at the convention, and people are like snapping pictures of him. He nailed it for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
But yeah,
the fucking red manties and the big boots, and just the whole nine. I mean, he had it pat. It was amazing.
Nice. So to make an easy segue, still talking about video games. Gaben raped my wallet. This is Mason's news.
News/rant.
News/rant. Oh, it's not. I mean, it's not even really a rant.
Or news/suck my wallet and yay games.
Yeah. The thing is that as anybody who plays games on a proper platform like a PC knows, the Steam sale is by the time you're hearing this ended, but is just finishing up as we are recording this. And they changed the Steam sale a little bit this year. When the Steam sales happen, Valve goes to the different publishers and says, okay, what kind of sale can we give your game? And the publishers, agree to a certain discount for the entirety of the sale. And then if their game is going to be featured, like as a flash sale or a featured daily sale or something, generally for that time period, they give it a deeper discount. Knowing that like flash sales only last 6 hours, or used to only last 6 hours. And the daily deals were featured for 24 hours, but then lasted for 24 hours after that. But this year they ditched daily sales and flash sales altogether and just had everything at consistent discounts the whole time. They still featured different games each day, but it wasn't like a daily sale.
You didn't have to keep your eye on it to make sure you got something good.
Right, you didn't have to keep your eye on it anymore. Which I have to say, that part of it I liked, whereas I didn't have to check Steam 4 times a day and make sure to check it every day to see what the daily deals were and things like that, which I thought was nice, but it did take a little bit of the kind of the fun out of it in some ways.
Almost like it was an Easter egg hunt that you're just trying to...
trying to get the flash sale you want and things like that. But they actually did have quite a lot of good deals this year. For example, I picked up Wolfenstein: The New Order for $9.
I almost grabbed that as a used deal at GameStop. How is it?
Fucking awesome.
God damn it. I knew you were going to say that.
It is, dude. I'm not through it yet. But the problem is that I'm right now I have so much choice now of games that I can play. Mm-hmm. Not that I didn't before, but like I have a whole bunch of new toys to play with because I just got a whole bunch of new games.
So it's Christmas.
And
flash sales.
Flash sales and fuck game. But one of the ones I was definitely I had pre-planned this Christmas sale. I was picking up Wolfenstein: The New Order. That was like the one game I was definitely going to pick up this year. And I'm glad I did. It's really good. The story is good. Just in case you're not familiar, Wolfenstein is a very old franchise of first-person shooter. It was the first 3D or second 3D first-person shooter, first one on Windows-based PCs. The first one was on a Mac. I don't know. I don't know how that worked. And then Macs were like, "No, stop putting games on our stuff." And everyone went, "Okay," and started putting games on Windows. Hence why Macs have such a low market share. But yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Order, like the graphics are amazing. The story is really good. It is, however, only it is only a single player first person shooter,
which is fine by me.
Yeah, I would say, but honestly, I think that was a good call on their part. Not because it couldn't have been used as a perfectly fine, you put some arena maps in it and let people go to town third person or against other players, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they didn't do that, and it let them spend more time on polishing the story and the mechanics, and it is great because of that.
Oh, and they saved that for Doom. Because that's...
And Doom's coming out.
Doom's coming out soon, and that's... In fact, I think Wolfenstein: The New Order gives you a beta key to play with, doesn't it?
Only if you pre-ordered it or ordered it at certain times. I don't remember exactly the full details. I did not get a Doom 4 beta key when I got it.
It's just Doom.
Or yeah, just Doom. That's right. Mm-hmm. Because it is a complete series. They have said straight up it is a reboot of the Doom series, which I'm fine with.
Which yay,
more Doom. Let's get the good first-person shooters back instead of this Call of Duty bullshit.
Yeah.
Reverence.
I'm all for Doom, and it's funny because some of the screens I saw where in like the arena modes and stuff like that, you can actually play as some of the demons.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
One of the modes is still Marines versus demons, and you can switch. You can play as the demons instead of Marines, so that's going to be fun. And then out there to the mapping community for Doom, if you don't have 2 Forts 4 done by the end of day 1, I will be horribly disappointed in you. The rest of the Team Fortress mod can come later, but 2 Forts 4 has to be finished the first day.
What? Say again?
I said the rest of the Team Fortress mod can come later, but 2 Forts 4 must be finished by the end of day 1 of Doom's release.
2 Forts 4?
It's the classic Team Fortress map. Like, not the one from Team Fortress 2, but the original Team Fortress mod for Quake.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we have literally killed millions of hours on that map.
All right. We'd be there at Cyberplace, like 10, 15 of us playing on that map just for hours straight.
Insane.
We would play, we'd play 20 minute or 20 flag capture games. And as soon as we were done with one, we were all hitting the respawn button going into a new map. A new instance of the map because we just kept playing it. It was so influential on PvP gameplay of that map that the first Warcraft, the first
Warsong Gulch.
Warsong Gulch, the earliest PvP battle zone you can get into, is 2 Forts 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like-
so anybody who's played Warcraft and gone into Warsong Gulch,
Yeah,
that's 244.
yeah,
That's what that's based on.
yeah. Like, not even hidden very well, actually.
Just their way of paying homage.
Oh,
or-
yeah. It was totally them paying homage to it. They knew what they were doing. I'm sure everyone at Blizzard played Team Fortress when the original Team Fortress mod at that point when they were before they were working on WoW. So they were paying homage to it.
Even though I was never big on WoW, the attention and like just the amount of like love that they put into that game
Yeah.
is insane. Just like all the different things, like the who was it the gravestone they put in for the developer that passed away during making of the game, stuff like that. Just the amount of like attention to detail and just the amount of homage paid to like different types of games and
Oh, yeah.
the levels and stuff.
Yep.
They did really good as far as that goes.
Yep. And then see some of the other stuff I got. I got the first DLC for Witcher 3.
Nice.
It was I've only completed a couple of the quests in it. But solid. More if you liked Witcher 3, it's more solid Witcher 3 gameplay so far. I'm playing it with a character that I have already beaten Witcher 3 with. And it's built to integrate into be more quests that you can do during the game, or like I'm doing it, playing after you have finished the main storyline, and it's working. And I can see it working either way just fine. Then I got Shadowrun Dragonfall and Shadowrun Hong Kong, which are top-down isometric 2.5D CRPGs, like old school CRPGs. You read the text, and combat pauses, and you make your moves, and then combat goes, and then combat pauses, and you decide your moves, and combat goes, and old school. Lots of fun though if you're into CRPGs. I also many years ago when it first came out got Shadowrun Returns, the first one of those 3. Same assets in all 3 games. Like, they did not change their art assets that much. I mean, they added some more, but same style, no graphical improvements over the first one to the last one. But it doesn't need it either. When they were drawing the art assets for Shadowrun Returns, they were going for a style of graphics that they wanted to go for. And with modern computers, it's so easy to render those type of graphics that it was. I think my video card falls asleep when I'm playing it. I'm not 100% certain. I think I heard it snoring.
I'm just gonna put this in autopilot and take a nap.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I got Wasteland 2, which is another top-down type CRPG. It is not connected to, but is spiritually connected to the Fallout franchise. The first game that came of the post-apocalyptic games that came out was Wasteland. The original Fallout game was supposed to be a sequel to Wasteland. But due to stuff that happened at the studio, they decided to give it the retro 50s spin. Whereas Wasteland was much more of a Western in the post-apocalypse. But in Fallout, they gave it the retro 50s spin. And at the time, and still everybody loves it. So Fallout has become Fallout and has been taken over by Bethesda, and we all know the rest of the story. But some of the developers of the original Wasteland went on to form Obsidian Entertainment, who has, among other things, were the people who created Fallout New Vegas, which was, of course, published by Bethesda, but it wasn't a mainline game, so it wasn't given a number. Like Fallout Tactics is not a mainline game, so it doesn't have a number. Neither does New Vegas. but they decided, and then some of those developers broke off and formed an Exile Entertainment, who developed Wasteland 2, with the help of Kickstarter. And it is an updated, again, good CRPG. It plays like the original Fallout. Looks a hell of a lot better than the original Wasteland. Of course, that actually, even at the time, wasn't that hard. So, the original Wasteland was pretty graphically shitty, but a good story. And in this one, it picks up years after the events of the original Wasteland had happened. Pretty good so far. Good storyline. Mechanics are solid. And then I picked up Pillars of Eternity, which is another top-down CRPG.
Mike, I'm sensing a theme.
It's a good thing.
I've had a kick for the CRPGs lately. I've been missing them.
CRPGs, is combat RPG?
Computer RPG.
Oh, computer RPG.
Yeah.
Oh, help me out here. What does that mean? Sorry, I don't know why I don't understand that. Like, I know JRPG, which is Japanese RPG.
Well, it was... the problem is RPG, the label just role-playing game,
right,
is huge.
It could be tagged onto anything.
It can be tagged onto just about anything. And nowadays we have JRPGs, which are named so because they come from Japan and all kind of have the same formula. If you've played one on JRPG, you've more or less played every JRPG. But
just reskinned a new storyline.
Not even a new storyline, just new names. But that formula works amazingly well in Japan, and they eat them up. And a lot of Americans also like them. And I'm sure people around the rest of the world too, but I don't have stats or metrics of any type on that.
Like you're a Final Fantasy guy.
And except for like the first few Final Fantasies were all the same thing. But then after about, I think it was 7 was the one where it really kicked off into the new era. And they're all the same damn game from 7 on. And from 6 and back, we're all the same damn game, basically. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. The formula works, and it sells like gangbusters.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. And there's some that did things a little different than others, and every studio that makes the games has their own slight spin on it.
Which is what's going to make the new Final Fantasy VII release interesting, because it wasn't broke, but they rebuilt it.
Yes, but...
Because it looks like an action RPG now versus...
It's going to be more of an action RPG, but that's also more in line with how things are nowadays in JRPGs. They've developed that combat system to where it's more action-oriented and faster than it used to be.
So I used to play a game on the original... Was it the original PlayStation or PlayStation 2? May have been I think it was the original PlayStation, but Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
And that was a really fun game because you still had full control. Even though it was still turn-based combat, you still had full control of where your character was on the map, and that it was still... That I could handle. That was fun.
Yeah. But then you also have like action RPGs, which that would be like
World of Warcraft.
Well,
kind of. It's an MMO,
it's an MMO, but I was going to say more like Deus Ex,
Far Cry, maybe.
Far Cry, Far Cry I would put more towards first-person shooter RPG.
But it's an open world.
Yeah. Action RPG,
kind of a hybrid.
Yeah.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Borderlands, maybe.
Borderlands, kind of. Yeah. I think Borderlands is. Yeah, there's a plot line, but all I care about is getting more guns and leveling up.
2 bajillion combinations.
Yeah. But then you have like, and then you have regular tabletop, like honest to goodness tabletop RPGs. And these are all different types of RPGs. So the term CRPG was more or less started to differentiate from JRPGs and tabletop RPGs, because like action and first-person RPGs, like a first-person RPG, like Witcher 3 is an action RPG with heavy RPG elements.
Assassin's Creed, maybe?
Assassin's Creed is an action RPG that's heavier on the action elements.
Right.
They both, the plot and what you're doing are important to the game, but in Witcher 3, it's more about the role playing than the plot. And in Assassin's Creed, it's more about the action.
How many ways can I stab this guy?
Yeah. And then, and then you have like first-person shooter RPGs, which would be like Fallout, Elder Scrolls games,
Far Cry, Borderlands.
Yeah. So technically, all those are computer RPGs because they're all.
I would say Far Cry definitely bends towards the first-person shooter.
Well, what I'm saying is that they're all computer RPGs, meaning they're all on computers or consoles. They're electronic forms of RPG.
I got you.
But the term CRPG has now kind of been boiled down to mean the 3.5D top-down isometric turn-based combat games.
It's like the old school style.
The old school ones. Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate.
Got it.
I've been sitting here trying to remember some of the games I played. There's so many of them I can't even remember the names
Planescape Torment.
Oh, yeah.
Being one of the best ever in the genre as far as story goes.
Isn't there
There's
like,
like a Titan something, like you're on the moon of Titan.
There's one of them, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name
what's
of
the
that was.
winter something? There's one my buddy Dave used to play back in.
Kind of like the Baldur's Gates and
I thought that was an
Winter
expansion.
something, yeah.
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 I'm going. I think it was either
They had a few
expansion or a
different
sequel
ones.
to Baldur's Gate. It was like
Yeah.
Winter something or other.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of that one either.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of them.
So many.
But they're kind of making a resurgence now because a lot of people went, oh yeah, I liked those games. And you go back and you look at the old ones, they haven't aged so well as far as graphics goes. So people are making new ones that look good on modern machines.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing the side-by-side comparisons of the cutscenes from old Final Fantasy VII and the new Final Fantasy VII's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
It was like so sad looking. I was like,
But it was so gorgeous back in the day.
Like, I used to think Sephiroth was intimidating, and then you see him, and it's like, oh, he's like a chibi character.
Yeah. Well, of course, all of FF7 was in that chibi style.
Right.
So
But the video cutscenes were
yeah,
still in like full, I think.
I don't remember.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
They were?
Yeah.
Okay. But no, so like, yeah, there's just been a resurgence of the CRPGs. So, and I liked the CRPGs, so I went and bought a whole lot of them to last me through the year. Now, mind you, none of the games that I got, except for technically the Witcher DLC, are what could be considered new.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah,
next newest one is Pillars of Eternity, and it came out in like May or June or something like that.
Yeah, none of the games I bought were considered new by any means.
But again, still fully playable, great games. And if you in my opinion, if you like these styles of games, they're great ones to go check out. Like Wolfenstein, if you like shooting Nazis, and who doesn't like shooting Nazis? It's a great game. I mean, just
That's kind of the reason I went with the way they got the Lacusians on the initiative.
yeah, because who doesn't like shooting Nazis? But yeah, the
Old BJ Blazkowicz.
yep, and yeah, but yeah, it's it's a really good game for that. Even though it came out a year and a half, 2 years ago now.
Were there any games that you wanted to get that just didn't make the cut?
Yes, but it's mostly because I want to play the game right. It's Project Cars.
Is it a simulator driver?
It's a hardcore simulator driver. You can change gearing ratios, piston timings, everything about the cars is controllable in it.
Well, you have fun with that. I'm not a big fan of simulators.
I only like racing sims. And that's why I was really disappointed when I found out the Crew wasn't just going to be an online racing simulator. Like they had kind of built it out to be, and they put a stupid ass plot in it. I just wanted to run around and race people in different environments with tuned cars. then they wouldn't have to go and ruin my game. By
That's
putting
kind of
a
what they
plot
did
on.
with PlayStation's. They came out with a game called Drive Club,
Yeah.
which is basically that. It's just your online driving against other people,
Yeah.
tuning your car, and
And if I didn't have to have a PlayStation to get it,
maybe that's a CRPG, car RPG.
oh, there you go. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of my news is just kind of mini game reviews,
Nice.
because I felt like having some fun.
Now I'm really regretting not picking up Wolfenstein. Thanks.
You're welcome. It's still going to be out there used for a while. Don't
I
worry.
know. I'll pick it up super cheap sometime, I'm sure.
Yep.
My news is pretty simple. I read about this a couple weeks ago. I'll make it quick because I know we got to get going soon. So, title of this is Gamer Keeps Super Nintendo On for 20 Years. Now, a gamer in Japan named Waikun has left his Super Nintendo in a powered-on state for 20 years so that he wouldn't lose his save data. Now that's dedication. Now,
Yeah.
first off, how he avoided any sort of power outage is beyond me. So, luck.
Or he has a UPS.
That's lasted 20 years. Usually got to replace those like every 4 before they, or at least the battery.
Yeah.
I guess you could just pop the battery in and out while it's still plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day, gamers didn't have the luxuries like memory cards, system memory, or essentially any way to keep their save data safe. The Super Nintendo was a pioneer platform that helped evolve the game industry into what it is today, and they're notably sturdy systems. One Japanese gamer recently tweeted about his experience with both save data trouble and the robustness of the Super Nintendo, and he's kept his own one turned on for the last 20 years. The gamer named Waikun has kept the system plugged in all this time to keep the save data for a game called Umihara Kawase intact, which has to be some kind of record. This means his this means his console has racked up over 170,000 hours of continuous usage and is still plugging along somewhere in Japan right now. By now, one might hope he would be able to beat the game blindfolded, but perhaps he's just it's being kept on around for pure nostalgia rather than active use. According to Waikun on Twitter, he's left his Super Nintendo on for the last 2 decades because the batteries in his cartridge had failed, and turning the console off would mean losing his precious save data back in 1994. When Umihara Kawase first came out, the game cartridge had some static RAM, which was powered by a lithium-ion battery, which is how it was primarily done back in the day. You kids. You and your memory cards and your hard drives. Keeping the batteries charged meant a game could save its save data after being disconnected from the console. But in the case, failing cartridge batteries left Waikun with 2 options: lose his save data, or keep the thing plugged in forever. We're not entirely sure what power supply unit Waikun plugged his Super Nintendo into, but it's a brand that certainly deserves commendations for never failing to provide continuous power without accident. Waikun did say that there is one exception, which was when he moved and was forced to briefly unplug the console. Though the battery was failing, it held on long enough and moved into the new house and plugged it back in, helping the game continue to run for just about as long as the PlayStations have been around. Or just about as long as PlayStations have been around. This isn't the first strange Super Nintendo story of the year, as a rare PlayStation Nintendo hybrid test console popped up about half a year ago, and many of the unearthed copies of ET have been selling on online auctions, and that's about it. So, kudos to you, sir, for somehow managing to keep that save data. That's impressive.
Dedication right there.
Very much dedication. And I hope that the day you decide to actually unplug your Super Nintendo for any given reason, you give that fucker a proper salute on the way out, because that is awesome. I want it on YouTube so it's immortalized as, the moment it happens. I want people like fucking saluting and just standing around your console the moment it's unplugged, like a friggin' when you're sending off a soldier left in battle, type of thing. just let that bitch die. Oh, God bless you, Waikun. You're amazing. Well done. That's dedication.
Yeah.
You guys ever done anything extreme like that before, where you've tried to? The longest I've ever kept a Nintendo on is like 2 weeks, and that's just so I wouldn't lose the spot where I was at.
The only game I ever had saves on was Legend of Zelda, and I could beat the whole thing in 3 hours, so there wasn't any real need.
Right, but this guy I may have had like some high score that he didn't want to lose, or I'm not sure what kind of game.
Probably a role-playing game.
Probably an RPG. But yeah.
Kept Dying in Zork 2, I believe it was. So a friend of mine and I who were playing it printed our Zork game.
Like on paper? Like you hard copied it?
Yeah. We hooked up his dot matrix printer.
I was gonna say, was it you were just like for 2 hours going
Well, no, we were playing the game, and as we were doing stuff, it was printing out what we were doing simultaneously.
Oh.
So
you go back, what was step number 965 again?
Right, pretty much. Well, we had both gotten to this one point, and we're totally stuck, and neither of us had figured out how to get past it. So, like, we had our games, and we were sitting there with, like, red markers or red pens looking for things where we could do something different.
It cost you more in paper to fucking print that than it did.
No, it costs the state of California a lot of paper.
Oh, and the truth shall set you free.
His mom worked for the state of California, and back then the state of California didn't mind if employees took home printer paper because there weren't a lot of people who had home printers at the time. So she would bring it home by the ream, or by the not just the reams, but full boxes of.
That's what I'm saying. Obviously, they didn't keep very good track of
They
their
did not.
inventory either. I'm like, could you imagine like this going over their inventory? It's like, I show we bought 20 boxes of paper this month, and for some reason we only have like 10 in the back office. Why? It's this person's son for some reason.
So,
Zork. That's our answer.
Yeah.
Yep. So that story does remind me. The documentary they were making for the unearthing of the Atari cartridges.
It's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I will.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty interesting.
It's good.
Is it?
Yep.
It's good.
I'm glad they gave it the love it needed.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. I'm guessing, Mike, you got to get going, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Well, for the Nerd Effect News Show, we have been
Macamogan.
Mason, Ireland.
And I'm Dustin Vancouver, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.